progress.
Oh, you all are part of history now. Welcome anybody who sees this in the future, in the year 2075. We were here beaming out of Oakland doing the Oakland OUJ Jam, which is really just a conversation about songs and techniques and stuff. And we're doing blues today. And I wanted to start with this triplet strum or triple strum and use that as kind of an exercise. And then you may use it again someday. You may discard it altogether. That's okay. The reason for the exercises are always so that I have to practice them because I know I'm going to have to explain them to you. And so it's always to my benefit. And if something spills off to you, then, so be it. I love that phone. If something spills off to you and there's some benefit derived, then all the better. And the triplet strum is not a strum that you would use to replace an island strum or a strum to replace down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's a little bit of spice, icing on the cake. And so you use it, you can use it liberally, but usually you use it in moderation where you think it fits into a song that you're working on. So we'll take a look at it, we'll do a little bit of practice, and then we'll use it in our first song today. But the triple strum, and maybe I'll do that, maybe that'll make me bigger and more visible. Let's do that. So the triple strum, the best way to practice any new strum or picking pattern is get your left hand to just silence your strings so you got nothing to worry about chord-wise. And the triple strum, you just take your index and your thumb and you pinch them together and then you fling them apart so that they're a little bit wider than your neck of your ukulele. And the idea for the first two parts of the strum is that you do it down like you normally would with a down strum with your index finger. But that your thumb, because you've split them apart, your thumb stays above the neck. And so the second part of your strum is the thumb going down. So it's index, thumb, index, thumb. You don't want your thumb to go down with your index and then have to come back up to do the thumb. So it's index, thumb, index, thumb, index. So each time I'm trying to spread them out to keep the thumb above the neck. Index, thumb. Isn't that a lot of fun? And this is the kind of thing you can do on the couch to annoy significant others. Then the third part, triplet, is the index comes back. Triplet, triplet. So it's index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index. So on your regular down, up strum, because you're throwing the thumb in, you get an extra beat. So you have divided on a 4-beat, if it's a 4/4 time and it's a quarter note and you're putting your triplet in, instead of down, up, where you've got 8 notes, you're doing triplet, you divided it into 3, you've got 12 notes, which is not really important at all. Triplet, triplet. And the best way to practice this, I think, is you count to 4. So it does require you to have the ability to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are dummy strums. And let's say you put the triplet strum in on the first beat. In this case, it would be the 5th beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 2, 3, 4. And of course, you could put it in on the second beat. You do your 4 dummy strums just to get your rhythm going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, triple it, 3, 4. 1, triple it, 3, 4. 1, triple it, 3, 4. Now as I get a little bit quicker, I'm not really trying to get my thumb to do all 4 strings. I don't care if it only does the top string. Typically it'll do at least 2, and more often than not it will do 3. It might not do 4 ever. Triple it, triple it. So you can come back and you can do, now you could do the 3rd beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, triple it, 4. 1, 2, triple it, 4. 1, 2, triple it, 4. You can do the 4th beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, triple it, 2. I've lost count. You're supposed to be able to count to 4, and I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, triple it, 2. No, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, triple it, 1, 2, 3, triple it, 1, 2, 3, triple it. You could do the last 2 beats. 1, 2, triple it, triple it. 1, 2, triple it, triple it. And now you see where it might come in handy. You get to the end of a song and you're doing C, G7, C to close out the song. Maybe you would go C, triple it, C. Oh, now I see where that might work. 1, 2, 3, C, triple it, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, C, triple it, C. So you kind of throw it in where you want to throw it in, and you develop this skill over time until you get a little bit quicker, and a little bit quicker, and a little bit quicker, and then you can kind of do it with some of your faster paced songs. There are a dozen different highly skilled teachers who will show you how to do this strum on the web. The most fun is Jake Shimabukuro, and if you watch Jake, just look up Jake triplet strum ukulele, type something like that into YouTube, and he does it so fast. It is incredible. And he does it different too. He does 9 out of 10 of the practitioners will do index, thumb, index. Jake goes through and comes back with index and thumb, or thumb and index on the up. Instead of doing thumb and English, instead of doing index and thumb on the down, he does his index first and then he comes back with the thumb and the index. So he does triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it. And the other thing to know, but everybody else is thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb, index. Toy boat, toy boat. And the other thing to recognize is that when you're emphasizing it, just to get the feel of it, your hand is pretty stiff and you're doing thumb, index, thumb, index. But really, you want it to be a loose wrist motion. You want that dish rag kind of a feeling of a really loose finger strum. Where almost all of the action is happening right in the wrist. So what else was I going to say? So Stuart Fuchs, Ukulele Zen. If you look up triplet strum and you see Stuart Fuchs or ukuleles, and he's doing it in the context of a blues song, an old blues song. And so that's very relevant to what we're doing. And so that would be a good place to take a look if you want to pursue your triplet strumming career. Aldrin Guerrero does a really nice version. Craig Chi does a great version. There's a bunch of them out there. So anyway, so that's an introduction. Now we're going to take a look at a song and apply it to a song. Okay, a blues song, oddly enough. Let's see. Let's see. I didn't know that you need me any bigger. You just got the best that I have on triplet strum, so there you have it. So what we're going to do is just you can see there's 4 beats of C, 4 more beats of C, 4 beats of F, 4 more beats of F, 4 beats of G7, 4 beats of F, 4 beats of C. So on the chords where you've got 8 beats, the first C, the first F, and the last C, that 5th beat, or the first beat of the second measure of that chord, we're going to do a triplet strum. So I will demonstrate. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplet, 2, 3, 4. So I did a triplet on the 5th beat of the C, then F, 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplet, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I decided to not do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. Kind of fun. That's kind of a nice way to get into it, nice and gently and slowly. And so we're going to do that throughout the entire song. So every verse will end the instrumental interlude again. It'll be that 5th beat of C, 5th beat of F, and then that last 5th beat of C. Any questions so far? If you had a question, see, then I would have to figure out how to work this thing and turn off my original sound, but that's okay. If there's no questions, that means I'm a stunning purveyor of triple strums. Well, let's play this just for fun. And you could do down, 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 down. That's probably the easiest way just to get into it. You know, you can also do down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'll try to call out the triplets as they come up, but I might get too excited and forget. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplet. 2, 3, 4. Triplet. G7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplet. It's time I'm walking to New Orleans. Triplet. I'm walking to New Orleans. Triplet. Going to need 2 pair of shoes when I get through walking these blues. When I get back to New Orleans. Triplet. So you can see there's just a little bit of a tone when I hit that thumb, and I'm just hitting the top triplet. I got my suitcase in my hand. Triplet. to stay. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans, triplet. You used to be my honey, triplet. Till you spent all my money, triplet. No use for you to cry, I'll see you by and by. I'm walking to New Orleans, triplet. Oops. I'm triplet. F. Triplet. G7. Got to keep on walking, triplet. New Orleans is my home. That's the reason why I'm home. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans, triplet. I'm walking to New Orleans, triplet. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans, triplet. I'm walking to New Orleans, triplet. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans, 2, 3, 4. I'm walking to New Orleans, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans. Ha! So that's a triplet strum. I don't know. Anybody have any questions? Let's stop sharing just for a second. Let's do that. I'm going to turn my original sound off. All good? More fun than a barrel of monkeys? Okay, I can tell this is going to go down in the history. Turn my original music back on. Let's talk my way through the whole session here. Let's take a look at another song just for fun. What were we going to do? Oh, Sweet Home Chicago. Oh, we're going to do triplets on Sweet Home Chicago. So I think Sweet Home Chicago is going to be our last blues shuffle of this blues season. So if you haven't gotten the blues shuffle down yet, today would be your day to just concentrate like heck. Concentrate like heck. I said, come on, baby, don't you wanna go? There I was with ukulele, wanting to learn the blues, and Amy had bought me some lessons, maybe 4 lessons. It's about 1 million years ago. And said, okay, well, I would like to learn some blues. What would you suggest as a blues song? I said, well, Sweet Home Chicago is a good one. Sweet Home Chicago was our first, Oakland Oak Jam's first blues song and first blues shuffle. And so it's kind of fitting that we end on this one. So there. And the blues shuffle, just to remind folks, is you've got your C, regular 4 beats, except that's 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 2 and the 4, you put your index finger down where you would play an A minor. You hold your C, and then on your second, then you take it off, 3, 4. And when you're strumming, you get this back and forth. Beats for the 12-bar blues, 16 beats of C, or in this case, C A minor, F, and again, you're holding your F, but you're adding a finger just like you added your A minor, except now you're adding a D note, or you're going F, D minor, 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 and then back to C. G7, shuffle, is you either stick your pinky out there on that first string 3rd fret, or you shove your ring finger out. I find that I have a more solid chord and a better sound if I do my pinky, but that may not work for you, so there you go. And all of these blues songs, you don't have to do the shuffle, they're perfectly good songs. Just play C, F, and G7. It just adds its spice. Shakes things up a little bit. You get 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I like to just walk down, so I do G7, add the C, come back to G7, remove my ring finger. So it sounds like this. And then back to F. And then up to. And now, because we've got a new skill, when we get to 2 G7s, let's do triplet, triplet, boom, with 1 extra beat at the end. Triplet, triplet, boom. I said, come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Yes, it's slow on purpose. I said, come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. Triplet, triplet, boom, boom. Now, I know this is getting it way out over our ski tips, but what if we did our 3 G7s? G7, G7, just push everything up 1 fret. G7 giant, G7. What if we did triplet, triplet, boom, instead of, we did, that'd be kind of fun. So there's a thought for you there. But the other thing I wanted to say was, come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Heidi, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. What? Okay, and because this is the advanced group, we'll just reminder, you can, on that 3rd beat, add another tone. So it's 1, add your A minor, then add that top string 3rd fret, and then come back to the A minor for, it's actually adding an A note. So it goes, and I usually only do that when I'm not singing because it's lost otherwise. And then with your F, you can push out. Or as one very bright student said, you could use your pinky there too. I'm not naming names, but she's recently been to the Carrizo Plains. And the G7 remains the same, however you want to play that. the C stops are, right in the middle of the page. Well, 1 and 1 is 2, 6 and 2 is 8. Come on, baby, don't you make me late. Hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Triplet, triplet. Where were we? Oh, then there's the instrumental. Well, we're going to skip the instrumental. Let's go to the next C stops. Well, 6 and 3 is 9. 9 and 9, 18. Look there, brother, baby, and see what I've seen. Heidi, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Triplet, triplet. I said, come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? C major 7. Yeah. So that's another application, like I was saying maybe 45 minutes ago. You get to the end of a song where you're doing C, G7, C, or some simple, F, G minor 7, F. Finish it off with a couple of triple strums. That's something you could do, or not. Let's take a look at That's All Right, Mama. That's all right, Mama. Unless there's questions. We have time for questions. We're doing good on time today. Of course, as soon as I say that, I'm going to introduce something that's going to take some explaining. Okay. Here's something that takes some explaining. Oh, yeah, I know. I can do it, really. Arthur, big boy Crudup. Can you believe it? I don't know if he has any other songs to his credit. Probably does. Probably has a bunch. And we should be playing all of them. Something like that. A blues. It's almost 12-bar blues. Not quite the same format as, you got 3 chords again, with the A sharing the A7. Not quite the same number of beats that a typical 12-bar blues would have, but it's pretty close. So this might be the first. It was either this or Johnny Be Good, where it was the first time where we tried to do it, where you would hammer a chord, where you would hit the strings open and then lay down your A right after you hit. So my fingers are off. They're in position to play an A. They're 1/1000th of a millimeter above the string. And after I hit, I'm putting them down and playing the A. And it almost sounds like a train engine or something. Definitely sounds like something. Same with the A7. With the D, that doesn't sound quite as good. You have to do it, you have to hit it harder to get all three of those strings. So I like a slide better for the D, where I put my fingers on the first fret in D position and hit and slide into the second fret. Or maybe you would call it D flat, sliding into D. It's not D flat, I know. And then E7, I've been experimenting with this idea that you play your E7, you play your index finger off of the board, you put your middle and your ring finger on that first and third string like you're playing an E7, but on the first fret. And it's a diminished chord. And you slide that in and then put your index where it's supposed to be. To be continued. I need to develop that skill. So anyway, you got 16 beats. 1, 2 of A, 3, 4. And I'm just hammering it on the first beat and then strumming as we normally would, then A7. Take a lot of time because I was going to talk a lot. We're gonna we're gonna hit that E7, so you'll see at the end of the intro you've got 8 beats of E7, one more beat, and when you do that one beat you're going to slide those two fingers. Remember, they're hanging out here on the first fret, and then they got to move the second fret. You're going to slide those two fingers. We're going to call that, for the sake of argument, your middle and your ring fingers, down to the 4th fret. So you're going to move them 2 frets. And then we're going to do I see. Okay, you got a couple different choices. I remember now. It was yesterday, so that was a long time ago, but I remember now. So you take your E7, you hit it once. So the cool guys, the cool jazz guys do that. And they hit each of the positions twice with 2 beats. But you got your first hit when you slid in. So that's 1, 2. And on the 3rd fret twice. Now you're at E minor 7 position. And then switching to A. So that's one way to do it. Just kind of fool around with the rhythm of the thing and just go like that. Another way to do it is once you make that slide to the 4th, so what is that, open 4, is do your thumb and your index on your 3rd string and 1st string. 3, 1, 3, thumb, index, thumb. Move them to the 3rd fret. 3, 1, 3, move them to the 2nd fret. Swivel for an A. Or if you prefer, just jump your fingers into an A. E. Whenever I jump my fingers, I play an F. So I've got one finger, my middle finger, on the correct string, the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So if I just push it over, then it's in position for A7, and I just need to put my ring finger up to do an A. But that's me. I know that's not you. Do it whatever way you want. So let's look at this again. So it is E7, 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more beat. Slide. 3, 1, 3. Move them. Move them. A. Yeah, that's kind of a sweet way to do that. Maybe a little bit better than, I guess it depends on the context. You might like to strum it out, especially if you can't remember 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3. So let's try this song, and we're going to do that. I'll slow it down. Every time we get to that E7, I'll slow it down, and then we'll slide to the 4th fret, and then we'll do it, and it'll be magic. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you, let me think that through. Mama, any way you want to do the 3, 1, 3 on the do. Any way you do. 2, 3, 4. Mama, she done told me. Papa done told me too. Son, that gal you're fooling with, she ain't no good for you. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. I'm gonna have to think about that, but that's okay. We're in my living room. We're just kind of fooling around. I have to think about the timing of that. 1, 2, 3. I'm leaving town, baby. I'm leaving town for sure. Well, then you won't be bothered with me hanging round your door. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Any way you do. Maybe it does fit in there. Maybe it fits into the gap. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's All Right, Mama by Arthur Big Boy Crudup. That's what's going on there. We've still got more. Don't go anywhere. Who was it? Who was that? There was somebody back in the 90s, sometime when all the stations popped up on the TV. He would always say, whenever he was going to station break, no flipping, no flipping, no flipping. Pretty funny. Who was that guy? I'm going to think of it here. I'm going to think of it tomorrow afternoon at about 5 o'clock. I'm going to go, oh yeah, that was, what was it? Gary Shandling. Thank you. Thank you for whoever just put that into my mind. Gary Shandling. Let's take a look at Willie and the Hand Jive. Hand Jive. It would be very funny right now if after 3 songs somebody said, hey Bob, we can't hear your ukulele. I mean, it wouldn't be all that funny, but oh my. I think this is going incredibly well. I'm probably going to slide on the G's. Just taking my G form up to that first fret and sliding it in. Now on the C7, you know, because we've had this conversation. On the second measure, I'm going to try to play C7 in the second position. And that second position is your G minor 7 shape, but played on the 3rd fret, also known as open 4-3-3. Something like that. So I would be going C7 for 4 beats. You could slide in from the 2nd fret. You could slide in from the 1st fret. Try to do that because I haven't practiced that. But, so I'm going to try to do that second position. And then my D7, of course, you can, of course, play an Island D7, 2-0-2-0. But your barred D7, you can slide in. Again, taking the form to that 1st fret, sliding it right in there. It's always fun. And I'm doing what Cynthia Lynn calls a pump strum, but it's muting. So you hit and release and hit and release. So you're muting the strum right after. So it sounds like there's a bounce to my strum, or like maybe the amplifier is cutting in and out. But it's just because I'm pumping and releasing. Pumping down on the down strum and releasing. I know a cat named Way Out Willie. First 2 lines use the same chords, so to save space, I put the 2nd line right underneath the 1st line, so it's using the exact same 2 measures of G or 4 measures of G. Same thing happens with Papa Told Willie, You'll Ruin My Home. They're using the same 4 measures of G. Same thing happens with Mama, Mama, Look at Uncle Joe. Same thing. A doctor and a lawyer, a rabbi and a priest walked into a bar, and the priest said, same thing, same 2 lines. And same thing at the end there. Now Willie and Millie got married last fall. They're using 4 measures of G for both of those lines. You can see that if I didn't do that, then we'd be down into the 2nd page, which is always trouble for groups. I'd love to get all the chord chart on 1 page. Let's just play G slide. And so then the last thing, I know what we'll do. So Then the very last line, you end with hand jive, hand jive, hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive. So the GG slide is patented, OUJ Jam. Nobody else does this in the world. Maybe everybody does, but you hit G once, then bring your form up to the first fret, hit it again, and slide it in. So you get 3 tones with only 2 strums. But we're going to do the triplet strum at the end. And I'll call it out if I remember. Triplet, triplet. So we'll do triplet on the G. Triplet on the G, what we'll call G flat. And then single strum on the G. Ha! And that way, we'll retain the triplet strum muscle memory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rockin' Millie. He can walk and stroll and Susie Q and do that crazy hand jive too. Well, Papa told Willie, you'll ruin my home. You and that hand jive have got Papa, don't put me down. They're doing that hand jive all over town. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive. Mama, mama, look at Uncle Joe. He's doing that hand jive with Sister Flo. Grandma gave baby sister a dime. Said do that hand jive one more time. Doctor and a lawyer, a rabbi and a priest, and the monkey said, now they all dig that crazy beat. Way Out Willie gave them all a treat when he did that hand jive with his feet. Hand jive, hand jive, all good. The heck? Fooling around on a Tuesday. Triplet strums. The last of the blues. Everybody realized that I wore 2 blue shirts today? I was going to point that out earlier, but I forgot. Oh, look, check this out. And I've got a blue clipboard, so there. The last of the blues. The last of the blues. Let's do, so, Kingston Trio. Worried Man Blues. I'll bet somebody back somewhere played this like the blues. And if I was a really, really, really good coach, I would have spent some time to make this into a blues shuffle or something to show how Worried Man Blues could be played like the blues. But instead, it's going to be played like the Kingston Trio. So there. And that'll close us out. So this is why, you know, the book says blues mostly, blues kind of. Because there's songs like this that, you know, you don't associate with the blues at all. Going up the country. The folk Americana songs I'm working on, that's a real problem because I throw in a lot of Creedence, which is really folk rock from the 70s, and some Neil Young, which is really folk rock from the 70s. It's not really folk Americana as I think of it, but hard when you look through 500 songs and you look at songs that are kind of folky and less rocky, that wouldn't they work well in a folk Americana book? Same with Worried Man Blues. It's got the word blues in it, for crying out loud. So speaking of that GG slide, we're going to do that at the end of almost every section. Let's see how that works. 1, 2, 3, yeah. G, 1, 2, 3, 4. B7. You're playing a G, so you might as well just take all those fingers and just move them up 1 string, all the same frets. That's a pretty easy move. But then you got to go to E minor, and I don't know what to do about that. You could take 2 of the fingers back down and throw a pinky up there. But that's not going to be easy for most folks, including me. So the other thing to do, you're playing your G. Go ahead and make your E minor now, but make it right above your G. So that's 4, 3, 2 open. I don't know if you can see that or not. My index finger is starting on that 2nd string, 2nd fret. That's another form of B7. And then you can drop down to E minor. You can do that. Of course, you could play B7 as a bar. 2, 3, 2, 2 if you wanted to, but then your barring finger is going to cramp up because you've been playing too much today. So there. So that's going to be a problem. Oh, poor baby. And that's when the session ended early. Okay, don't do that again. Don't play another bar chord. How about that? That's a good idea. So, at the end of, so there was the B7, then the E minor, then the D7 for 2 measures. I didn't want, you know, we stole the G slide from the previous song with the triplet strums, but I didn't want to get through the session without doing the G, the patented OUJ G slide. So at the end of each one of these, we're going to have a G. Each section ends with a G. It ends with 2 measures, I think, every time. We're going to drop that last measure. We're only going to hit that G once. And then we're going to do the G slide. So that's going to take up the 4 beats. And if you can't count that as 4, then let's say there's a rest in there somewhere. So, Maki just went nuts, which means it is just about time to wrap So I think, yeah, that works. Yeah. And then we finish, I actually say G slide at the end there. I actually have it typed out, so that's good. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. B7 some way. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Got myself a Cadillac, $30 down. Got myself a brand new house, 5 miles out of town. Got myself a gal named Sue, treats me really fine. She's my baby, and I love her all the time. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I've been away on a business trip, traveling all around. I got a gal, her name is Sue. I think she's been messing around. She sets my mind to worrying. Every time I'm gone, I'll be home tonight, so I won't be worried long. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Bob is in the living room, holding hands with Sue. Nikki's at that big front door, bowing to come on through. Sheriff's in the closet. Oh Lord, what shall I do? We're worried now, but we won't be worried long. To sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Oh, OUJ, all the way with OUJ. Oh, let's see if anybody's still here. Look, there's still some people here. Look at that. How there's the gallery. Here's Kathy. Look at that. How about that? Lori's here. Terrific. Great to see everybody. Let me, I'm going to turn off my sound. Hey, put that off. That's good. Everybody all right out there?
All right, Bob, thank you.
Just a show of hands, who is ever going to do the triplet strum again? Maybe a few of you. Triplet, 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 triplet. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. Questions? We all good?
All right.
All good.
All good.
I'm going to turn off the recording. I only keep the recording on in case there's a scintillating question.